would change your mind about the topic today. Behold, as we try to change your perception and opinions about the topic given to us today. So, what is the topic for today? Yes, it is the unrealistic beauty standards in Asia. A very relatable issue, might I say, that needs to be addressed. It is considered to be an unspoken rule in the Asia community to achieve the beauty standard that is set by society. You need to achieve it by yourself, and it's up to you how far you're willing to go to achieve the criteria set by society, which I will be talking about more once we head further in the TED Talk. So, you may be asking, why this topic when we could have chosen other topics that is more interesting and that is more globally issues that needs to be spoken nowadays? Well, beauty standards has implication towards our self-esteem, our self-confidence, and also our mental state. Yes, there are implications in regards to all the criteria, all the sets that I was stating earlier. It has something to do with your self-esteem, it has something to do with your self-confidence, and also your mental state, which is very important because our mental state affects every aspect in our life. Because this is something about our looks, something that we're born with, and what we inherit based from our parents' genetics. So let's start off our talk with a very, very powerful statement or quotation from someone important. John Kenneth Galbraith stated that there is certainly no absolute standard of beauty. There is no absolute standard of beauty. That precisely is what makes it pursuit so interesting. So since there is no standard of beauty, that is what makes it beautiful. That is what makes it unique and interesting. As a human being, uniqueness is bound to happen, whether we like it or not, since it is a combination of genetics. Our looks came from our parents, a combination from both of their genetics. That affects how we look like. People say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which translate to beauty is subjective. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, beauty is subjective. What I consider beautiful may vary from your opinion. What I stated beautiful might be less attractive to you, and what you think is beautiful may not be attractive to me. It doesn't have to be the same, since we have our own perceptions about things and how we have our own opinions about certain beauty standards and certain topics and certain issues that are influenced by multiple factors. So, your definition of beauty is not the same as mine, vice versa. It may have similarities, but that doesn't mean it is 100% the same. That's why there's a thing called being an individual, having a strong grip towards your own stance without wavering after listening to others. That is why you have your own definition of beauty that you have in your mind. What you consider beautiful, how this person should look like in terms of their eyes, their skin tone, their lips, their nose. That is you being an individual. You have your own set of standards that you consider as beautiful. Do you know the existence of beauty pageant? I feel like everyone know what beauty pageants are because it is constantly being telecast in televisions. Miss Universe, Miss World pageants. So what are these pageants? It is an event where women would flaunt their looks and charms to garner the hearts of the audience to gain the title of Miss Universe or Miss World pageants. So they would compete to gain this title by influencing others using their charms in terms of their personality, and importantly in terms of their look. You need to be beautiful. You need to be considered as beautiful to join these pageants. which causes multiple objectification towards the contestants. Yes, so what is objectification, you might be wondering? It is the action done to downgrade others simply as for them to be simply as a mere object. So their status as a human being is lowered to a mere object. So an object is considered to be something that has no emotion or no feelings. So you can point it out, hey, there's a flaw in this vase, for example. Basically, you're objectifying an object, a vase, because it is an object, and you pointing out their flaws and saying this and that means that they won't get affected since it is an object and it does not contain any emotions or feelings. But objectification is when you downgrade a person, a human being, a person with emotion, and have their own retaliation, have their own reaction when you say certain things to them. If you point out their flaws, most definitely they have negative impacts. So it is similar to objectification. It is you, or it is a person, pointing out the flaws of another person by viewing them and downgrading them as an object. Certainly, we aspire to look the best we can, but what is best for you may not be the same for others. Just like I've stated before, beauty is something that is defined by other people's own perception, own opinions on how they view things. Society has a set of idea what is and isn't attractive. So, when we read certain articles and this and that, and then we have multiple sets of beauty standards that was different between this time period and this time period, but it varies depending on time period. It has influence regarding the time period across different social and cultural communities. And actually, beauty standard is often influenced and reinforced by a majority group think. So it is based on a majority group of people that think that this is the certain beauty standard that needs to be met. So it is only human nature wanting to be liked or being thought as attractive, and it's normal. It's normal for you to want to be this attractive person, and you wanting to be the best you can, and people are complimenting you. Oh, you look pretty, you look beautiful. And it's only human nature for you to have those thoughts, and it's normal. It's normal to have confident boosters. But if you're chasing an idealistic view on beauty based on this group of major thinking, are you really happy with that? Are we chasing our own happiness, or are we chasing this standard set of beauty set by the popular opinions? So why are we chasing beauty standards based on the standards set by other people when we could have set our own beauty standards and be happy with what we have? So let us dig further on these unrealistic beauty standards in Asia and why it is considered to be unrealistic. Starting off as number 1, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Believe it or not, our skin tone shapes a big part of our identity. Not only is it used to distinguish a person's race or ethnicity, but it is also used on how to read, supposedly on how other people lead their life. So a person with fairer skin is considered to be a person of power or a wealthy person because they are in the safe space of their home and they are not in constant exposure to the sun, while people who has darker skin tones are constantly associated with povertiness or person of poverty. This is due to the fact that they are in constant work of labors. They only do labor works, hence why they are always outside and always constantly exposed to the sunlight. Even today, our skin tone actually is used to measure of social class and our status, such as places in India and some Southeast Asian countries. So lighter skin is not only a symbol of beauty, but it is also perceived of power and wealthiness, like I've stated before. People who have lighter skin is seen as a person of power, and they are considered to be very, very wealthy since they do not do labor work. But people who have darker skin is constantly in prejudice in terms of how they lead their life. So having fairer skin is actually a quality, particularly south in the community among Korean, Japanese, and Chinese. So having fairer skin is a quality they need in how they try to find a partner. So it is actually a very important quality, and it is a very, very, very important beauty standard that needs to be met in those countries. So does it have to do with why we are being colonized back in the days, where we are being whitewashed? On some level, definitely. Most definitely it is because of that, since we are being colonized by people who have fair skin. That's why until today we associate white skin with being people of power, where to be white was to be powerful and privileged. So but this particular obsession towards fair skin hasn't stopped, and it is continuously progressing in popular culture. So porcelain skin celebrities are dominating our entertainment world, and they are constantly being the one on our television, the people who are doing ads, who are always on the television acting, and they always get the big roles, they always get the main characters. So it's no wonder that whitening, you know how there are skincare products that is heavily associated with whitening, on how if you want to have a fair skin, you may use the skincare product. So it is actually why it is the main factor on why whitening skincare is progressively being introduced to the younger generation, and why it is constantly being popular and even more popular even to this day, reportedly bringing in billions of dollars in revenue annually. So a World Health Organization study has found that almost 40% of women in countries such as China, Malaysia, even our country ourselves, Philippines, and South Korea used whitening products regularly. And figure is higher in India, which is 61%. So it's not really a good thing to use whitening product, because it contains dangerous ingredients such as mercury and lead, because we are targeting on killing our melanin, which is a very important aspect that helps us and prevents us from getting skin cancers. But if we use whitening products, we're practically killing off our melanin to achieve that fair skin. So, moving on to the second aspect of unrealistic beauty standards in Asia, yes, it is social media and filter culture. So what is filter culture? It is a type of technology that is used for you to compensate the flaws, or for you to cover up certain flaws that you are insecure about. So social media has evaded multiple aspects in our life, especially the perception of beauty and our social lives. So it has an increasing rate in terms of fluency towards the younger generation, or young women specifically. Do you know the existence of Instagram face? I feel like if you have Instagram, you're bound to see this Instagram face. So it is a look that's characterized by full lips, super strong brows, lush lashes, heavily contoured cheekbones, and poreless skin. So this is an example of an artificial aesthetic that causes multiple young women wanting to pursue this artificial aesthetic. It is considered to be aesthetic that needs to be achieved by the younger generation or young women. It is not only heavily limited towards the younger generation, but it is to extend towards all generation of women. Regardless of your age, if you're a woman, you're bound to be pressured to achieve this look. So despite the fact that they know that filters are the one that is generously contributing towards achieving this look, but some would go to the extent of doing plastic surgery to actually achieve this look naturally. So on the other end of the spectrum, there are trends such as hashtag I woke up like this, hashtag no makeup, hashtag no filter movement that push towards a natural beauty. But upon creating these kinds of trends, helping younger women, but it is also pushing younger women to feel pressurized to look this certain way, waking up with bright-eyed, rosy cheek, have naturally perfect looking skin without some photo editing. So it actually causes women to feel more pressurized to achieve this look naturally. Being judged by how we look is already tough enough. So if you create these kinds of trend, this causes more pressure towards the young woman to achieve this look naturally without using filters. That is why some people tend to go towards a more artificial solution such as photo editing or plastic surgery to achieve this look without using filters. So countless news reports and studies have shown that social media actually negatively impacts our self-esteem, especially among the youth. So it promotes social comparisons and builds feelings of envy, inferiority, and insecurity. So according to a study, almost 1,500 teens by the United Kingdom's Royal Society for Public Health stated that Instagram was the worst social media network for mental health and well-being. This is because you are in constant pressure to achieve this look because you see other people achieve this look effortlessly and they are posting it on social media. So you would go to any extent to achieve that look. It may be quite impossible to go social media free, but you shouldn't be heavily invested in social media since it is an artificial thing, and not all things that is that is posted in social media is considered to be raw or has no editing effects. So, moving on to the third aspect of unrealistic beauty standards in Asia, yes, it is something to do with our hair. So, our hair has emotional ties to us. It actually affects our self-esteem, confidence, and certainly our mood. So, women who has curly hair is constantly being shamed because they do not have that straight, glossy hair. So, there is a term called curl shamed. People who has coarse and kinky hair always draws a reaction from other people, but not in a positive way. It is rarely positive, it is always negative, since it is also heavily associated with media that is constantly trying to push an agenda towards us that straight hair is something of mainstream and having curly hair is something of negativity. On the other hand, women actually choose to straighten out their curls, which causes multiple implications towards their hair. It causes multiple damage because you are putting heat towards your hair. This is so that they do not face criticism because they have curly hair. The immediate assumption towards having curly hair is to conceal it. Conceal your natural uniqueness by straightening out your hair, putting more heat on it, which causes self-hating. So actually, hair straightener is associated with self-hating because you want to conceal what you naturally have. You want to conceal what is you. You want to conceal what is considered to be unique as you. You are literally concealing something that you are born with, which you should be proud of. But because mainstream media right now is pushing the agenda that people who have straight hair is considered to be beautiful and it is the standard of beauty, so you conceal your own hair to achieve that beauty standard. The truth is, most of the time, it could simply be a matter of just making it more manageable. So simply just brush out your hair, put it in a nice hairstyle. Stop trying to conceal what is uniquely you and start embracing yourself and your beauty. So that is how eternal conflicts actually arise towards people who have this natural hair texture. It can be complicated because they try to achieve something that they do not have, which causes damage towards their own hair. But since it is the beauty standards in Asia, people rarely, in Asia, people actually, a majority of people actually have straight hair. So having this curly hair causes people to shame those who have curly hair, and hence why the existence of curl shame. On to the fourth aspect of unrealistic beauty standards in Asia, it has something to do with our facial features. So there's been a strange phenomenon that's been going on because of K-pop and K-drama. So K-pop and K-drama has been existing longer, but now it is considered to be mainstream media. It is something that is it has garnered multiple audiences all throughout the world. Based on the K-pop and K-drama, most of the women look almost identical to each other, which goes beyond their outfits, hair, and makeup. So if you study their faces, you'll realize that their facial features are actually highly similar. So this beauty standard is pushing towards the genocide of uniqueness. So if I look the same as you, so what is considered beautiful if everyone looks the same? We are all heading and targeting towards the same facial features, which eliminates uniqueness. I have different genetics as you, but because of both of us are achieving the same beauty standards, we look the same. What is this look that people are trying to achieve in Asia? It is the doll-like look that is highly desired by South Koreans and the Chinese. So before I head further, take a step back and regurgitate my statement. A doll-like look. Just try to imagine a doll-like look. We are literally basing off our standards of beauty on an object. Something that is not breathing, and something that does not lead a life similarly to ours. Literally an object. Not even a person. An object. So why does this doll-like look exist? So it is actually influenced by mainland stars with similarly delicate features. So I've stated similarly delicate features similarly. So for example, people who have similarly delicate features is Fan Bingbing. There is a specific set of features that is required for you to even consider to achieve this look. So, bring out your checklist and let's check it together. Very pale skin. Do you have that? Big eyes with double eyelids. Of course, we are going for the big eye, dolls. A tiny nose with a high nose bridge. Rosebud lips. All set on a small face that tapers off into a defined, subtly pointed chin. Those are the characteristics that needs to be achieved for you to be considered to have a doll-like look. So not many of this can be achieved with makeup. Like I stated before, it has everything to do with your facial features, how it is positioned. So this explains why there's a soaring popularity in terms of cosmetic surgery. People are trying to achieve this look, and like I've stated before earlier, people would go as far as doing plastic surgeries just to achieve these kinds of looks that is based off a mere object. So according to a study from Bank of America Merrill Lynch, South Korea is the plastic surgery capital of the world with the highest per capita rate of cosmetic surgery. So people are actually choosing cosmetic surgery as a way for them to fix their face. So Gallup Korea found about 1 in 3 South Korean women between the ages of 19 and 29 said they had work to be done to their face. That is what we're going for, ladies and gentlemen. we are causing multiple insecurities towards the younger generation to a point they actually choose cosmetic surgery as an artificial solution. That is a troubling sign that needs to be addressed. On to the last aspect of the unrealistic beauty standards in Asia, it has something to do with our body shape and the weight of our body. So in Asia, people are trying to achieve the skinny look. And people will try their best to be as skinny as possible because there are multiple trends in Asia that they cannot try to involve themselves just because they do not have skinny bodies or they are not considered to be skinny. So people would go as far as taking multiple diet pills. They would go for multiple diet routines, even to a point for them to actually start having bulimia and anorexic. Yes, people would go that far just to achieve that skinny look. You would be shocked to see how much people would go for just to achieve that skinny look, that slender like type of body. So actually not only people who are overweight tend to get criticized, but people who are too short, too thin, too tall, too unshapely, too full-figured. These people also receive criticism because of their body. So people are constantly judging you in Asia just because you are too tall, just because you are too short, just because you are too thin, and just because you are too overweight, as they say. People are trying to achieve this look and multiple health implications will arise. So a person who is overweight will try their best to lose weight, and by that they will do multiple things to their bodies, such as taking this diet pills, overly consuming diet pills, going on the diet routines, actually skipping their meals, which causes multiple health implications. So some people even chose to throw up what they eaten, even though what they eat is already not enough to compensate the amount of energy they need to function in a day. So people are actually trying their best to achieve this beauty standards that is set in Asia, which causes multiple health implications, not only mentally but physically. People too thin are considered to be people who are sick and is constantly told to shove a burger down their throat. So people are never happy with what you have. So it gets to a point where you realize that you can't please everyone. You know, if you are constantly being judged because of the weight of your body, today you look skinny, today you're not. Why do we need to please everyone when you can please yourself and that already makes you happy? But who says you have to? You know, by the end of the day, it's your body. You do what you want to. As long as you're happy, that's good. As long as you achieve happiness based on your looks, it's okay. You do not have to shove a burger down your throat. You do not have to take or overconsume diet pills just because one person say to you, you are this. So, in conclusion, people are always judging you. Beauty standards are constantly evolving and changing. There is no permanent beauty standards in the Asian community. There will always be another person or majority group of thinking that will create new perceptions of beauty. Do you understand what I'm trying to change right now? What I'm trying to make a point. Your body is yours. It's your responsibility. It's you who has, by the end of the day, you are the one who is going to look in the mirror. It's either you're happy with yourself or not. It is your responsibility to keep yourself healthy. Everything else, when you put it into perspective, is really secondary. You receive compliment today, that's good. It is another confidence boosters, but you need to have an inbuilt confidence already inside of you for you to actually lead your life. You need to be confident with your looks, and upon receiving multiple compliments for others, it is simply a booster. a booster towards your confidence. Body positivity is first and foremost what is very important towards how you feel about your body and how you think about your body. You do not need to change yourself or for you to eliminate multiple uniqueness you already have just for you to achieve this specific set of looks. Why do you need to go that far? You are already blessed with looks that is considered uniquely you. You do not look the same as me, and I do not look the same as you. I do not have to change my looks to look the same as you, and you do not have to change yourself just because I tell you you need to be this and that to be beautiful. Multiple people try to achieve this set of standards of beauty, and it causes health implications, and we need to stop. Body positivity, everyone, that's the new norm. We need to go for what makes us happy and not what makes others happy. Stop trying to change every little flaws you have just because a person pointed it out. Stop. We need to take a step back and reevaluate our own perception of beauty. You do not need to achieve this look, just like how I've stated before, all the double eyelids, the full lips, the rosy cheeks. Stop. We need to stop. You do not need to look like a model. Okay? As long as you're happy with the way you look, as long as you are confident, as long as you are every little thing you see on your face, your facial features makes you happy, that is enough. By the end of the day, it's your body. Like I've stated before, it's your body. The only thing we all need to shed is weight of judgment. Stop trying to change yourself just because you receive a little judgment. Stop. Judgment is nothing compared to how much confidence you have inside. Positivity, that is what we're going for. Happy with your own looks. No matter what people say to you, you shouldn't change just because of others. If you want to change it for yourself. In a way, we all deserve to be beauty queens. You are a queen yourself. If you're happy with the way you look, own it. So, thank you for listening today. I hope my TED Talk for today actually causes a change in your perception of beauty and for you to stop chasing beauty standards because you are uniquely